I want to announce this video. Please like and subscribe and follow me on Twitter. Definitely like and subscribe. I would appreciate it. It doesn't mean much to you, but it means a lot to me. I'm trying to grow my channel. Listen, Khabib that fought Conor McGregor 6 years ago that actually won. Conor said he had fought him on a broken foot. I have no reason to doubt Conor. But Conor said that if he would have pulled out like he did out of UFC 303, he would have been smarter and all the better for it. But nevertheless, the fight took place, and you know who ended up the winner, Khabib. Now, as a result, Khabib had a gym in Russia, and he's Russian, as you know that. So he went back to Russia, and Vladimir Putin gave him an enormous award, you know, for victory in his country, and esteemed him as one of the highest standing citizens in the country. He gave him $20 million of property and vehicles, and Khabib kept his gym open. I think it was called Eagle Gym. I think that's what it was called. I'm not sure though, but don't quote me on that. But you just heard a few weeks ago what happened in the attacks, where 20 people got killed. They shot up and burned a bunch of Russian synagogues, and they slit a priest's throat, actually killed a priest by slitting his throat. These terrorists, one of the guys had allegedly trained at Khabib's gym approximately 5 years ago for 2 months. Khabib came out and made no mincing words in condemning the attack, and calling it cowardly, and condemning the attack, and distanced himself from it and said the guy only trained here for a couple months. We don't, he hasn't trained here since. We don't, condone that type of violence, at all. And well, what happened is they had raided Khabib's gym, and then the next turn of events seized Khabib's assets and said that he had owed $3 million in past taxes for the past year of taxes to Russia, which I highly question, deeming Putin. But there was this billionaire oligarchy guy that had also trained, that had a picture shaking Khabib's hand. But this guy was an all-state wrestler, so maybe that's why Khabib was shaking his hand. But he was somehow linked to these attacks in Russia on the synagogues, and this billionaire got sentenced to 19 years in prison. He went for a sentence commute, and they said, okay, sure, we'll commute your sentence. Now it's 18 years, 6 months. So they knocked off 6 months out of 19 years, and this billionaire oligarchy, they seized all of his assets, threw him in prison. But Khabib said, why am I sticking around this country, and fled the country to a non-extraditable country. I'm not sure which country he has fled to, but he is definitely not living in Russia. His assets were seized in Russia. I hope he didn't have all his money in just a couple bank accounts in Russia, because that would be horrible to fight as hard as he did in the UFC to make all that money, have his father die. He retired when his father died. He said since his father died, he didn't want to fight in the UFC anymore. Dana White was, on record saying Khabib was one of the greatest fighters that ever fought in the UFC. Conor McGregor, which I don't like at all, has ties to the highest legal, mafia in Ireland. Crap talked Khabib saying "run, rat, run," which I didn't feel was too cool. To put a personal attack like that on Khabib when he's going through what he's going through. Obviously, I don't think Khabib's a terrorist, neither does anybody else of his fans, nor does anybody else in the UFC. But to get in a disagreement with Putin is not good. You don't end up ever winning. He's absolutely killed and jailed some of his political opponents. Gershwitz, the news reporter for Fox, Wall Street Journal, is still in prison. Is going through trial now, and they have a 99.9% success rate. The trial judges in Russia, when you take something to trial, they win almost 100% of the time. So you could count that Aaron Gershwitz is going to be a loss, and Putin said he would do a prisoner swap later for Irwin, but I'm getting off topic. The topic was Khabib, and Khabib fled for his life. I just wanted to report that, so everybody would be praying for Khabib, and hopefully he lands on some solid ground and they haven't seized all of his assets, or some people come forth from the UFC and help him. He's a magnificent opponent and fighter. And you got to take your hat off to anybody that could fight that way. That's all I wanted to podcast for today. And good, the United States isn't getting much better at seizing people's assets. Like the truck drivers in Canada, they seized all their bank accounts when they were protesting the lockdowns. The truck drivers, they seized all their bank accounts. They seized all the bank accounts of the people on January 6th. So it's not beyond our government to do it either. So hopefully Khabib is all right, and our prayers go with him. And thank you. Like and subscribe and follow me on Twitter. Thank you. Bye.